Students, in today's lecture we will be starting with a new chapter, that is lesson number 8, algebraic expressions and operations on them. This is the last chapter for first term exam, so we are starting with this chapter. Now see children, let us start with this chapter. First thing, let us learn what is meant by algebraic expressions. Now let me give you a simple example. Suppose if we take, say for example, if you have some apples, if I say we have apples, some apples you have, and if you denote this apple by A, you have some bananas, you have some bananas. Suppose we denote this bananas by B. Now if you say that you have 3 apples, children, you are saying that you have 3 apples and also you have 4 bananas, 3 apples and 4 bananas. So what is the total number of fruits that you have? The total number of fruits that you have is 3a plus 4b, correct? 3a plus 4b, and this is nothing but this type of expression where we have used numbers also and letters also. So this is nothing but this is an algebraic expression. Okay children, this is called algebraic expressions. Now here see children, here numbers, this number 3, this number 4, so 3 and 4, this 3 and 4 is called as the coefficients. It is called as the coefficient. What it is called? Coefficients. And A and B, and your A and B are called variables. So A and B are called the variables, and the numbers before the variable, children, this number 3 is before the variable, that is called the coefficient. So what is meant by coefficient? Very important term. See children, this term is very important. What is meant by coefficient? That it means nothing but the numbers which are there written before the variable is called as the coefficient. Children, so this you will come across this word coefficient many times, and also variable. These two terms are very important in maths. What is meant by coefficient and what is meant by variables. So just keep in mind that in maths when we use letters, alphabets, so these alphabets we don't say they are the alphabets or like that way, but you will say either we use a term variable, and all the numbers what we use mostly we call it as constants, and but the specific term what we are going to use is coefficient. Now if I say minus 2x plus minus 2x plus y, so if I say what is coefficient of x, what is my question? What is coefficient of x? So where is x? X is here. What is the coefficient of x? It will be minus 2. Now see children, here there is minus sign, so you have to write the minus sign. But if it is positive, if the question was 2x plus y, and if I would have asked what is coefficient of x, then your answer would be only 2. Clear children? So minus term has its importance. If it is there, you are going to include, and if it's not there, fine and good. So understood. And if I say what is coefficient of y, now before y is there any number, children? Before y is there any number? No. So whenever such cases come when there is no number before the variable, that means coefficient is, you have to keep in understood, it is 1 into y, 1y. So what is the coefficient? 1. Here also what is the coefficient of y? What is the coefficient of y? 1. So these two things you so the first point, I hope what is meant by algebraic expression, what is coefficient, what is variable. This is clear to you. Will come across many types of algebraic expression. If you have learnt in class 5th also that perimeter of rectangle, what is the formula of perimeter? I am writing in short, perimeter of rectangle. What you have learned? 2 into length plus breadth. So this is also nothing but algebraic expression. If I just write one, say for example, if I am writing 7m, now here number also is there, variable also is there. So here this is also one algebraic expression. This is also algebraic expression because numbers and variables both I am using. So I hope children this first point is very clear to you. What is meant by algebraic expression, what is meant by coefficient, and what are variables. Clear children? Now children, this explanation part I will be sending in points. So don't copy this part from this video. just listen to me carefully. Okay, I'll be sending this points in the PDF form, so you copy those points from those PDF. Clear, children? Now see children, suppose if I just now I have gave an example that we can have algebraic expression like I wrote 7m. Okay children, so this is also an algebraic expression. Now you can see children, this is a single term. Okay, this is a single term. Here only one operation is used. Which operation is used here children? Can you tell me? Yes, only one operation, that is 7 multiplied by m. So that becomes 7m. Yes or no? So which operation is used here? Here only one operation is used, that is multiplication. Okay, single operation is used, that is multiplication. And an algebraic expression where only one operation is used, that is multiplication. So this 7m I can call it as also as what term. What I will be calling as term. When it is a single term, or it is called as a term. Clear children? Because only one operation is used. Now algebraic expressions can, okay, it can have one term, it can have more than one term also. Okay, sometimes it will have more than one term. Okay, now say for example if I write 7m plus 5n. Okay, so here now algebraic expression is having how many terms? Two terms. That so when it can have one term, it can have two terms, it can have three terms, it can have more than three terms. Algebraic expressions can have one term, two term, three terms, or more than three terms. That you have to keep in mind. So the thing is that what is meant by term? Term is nothing but when only multiplication, one single operation is used, so that is called multiplication. Now 5n, so that is also one term, so we will call 1 this is single term. Okay children, so this point is, I hope it is clear to you. Now if I say, okay, now if we suppose say for example, if we take one example, that is, let us take one example. If I say it is 7 minus y, okay, it is 7 minus y. Now here this is an algebraic expression because your number and variables are there, everything. Now here if my question is what is coefficient of y, what is coefficient of y? So children, before y is there any term? No. So just now I had explained, if there is no term, what will be the coefficient? It will be 1. But here see children, in this case the coefficient, here there is minus sign, so coefficient of y will become coefficient of y is minus 1. Coefficient of y is minus 1. So that you have to keep in mind. Now I hope children till here you have understood. First thing what I had explained, what is an algebraic expression, okay, what is meant by coefficient, what is variable, okay, then what is meant by term. Okay, so I hope these four points are clear to you. Now let's move further and see the next term. Now see children, very important term, that what we are going to learn is about like terms. What are meant by like terms? We know that two terms, just now I have explained about the terms. Now see children, like term is nothing but terms with the same power and same variable. Okay, same power of the variable. Now terms which have the same variables and the same powers are called what? Nothing but like terms. What is this? So let me give an example. Suppose if I write, okay, 3x and here I am writing minus 5x. Now here see children, like terms means same variable, so both are having x, both are having x. What are the powers of both the x? Here also no power means 1, here also no power means 1. So their powers also same children. Such terms are called like terms. So to see whether the two terms are like children, you just have to see what? You have to see the variable should be same and their power should be same. Okay children, variable should be same and their power should be same. You are not going to see the coefficient. Okay, here is 3, here is minus 5, so nothing is you are going to do nothing with the coefficient. In order to see whether the terms are like terms, you are just going to see that both the terms are having the same variable with the same power. Suppose if it is, say for example 4x and it is 7x square, okay, is both like terms? No. Why? Because even though variables are same, the powers are different. Here x has power 1, here x has power 2. So they are unlike terms. Okay children. So very clear. Now say for example one more, we can take example 3y, and I can write minus 5 upon 2y. 3y and minus 5 upon 2y, is it like term? Yes, it is like term, because variables are same and their powers also same, even though coefficient is different, no matter. Clear children? So I hope children that like terms, word like terms is clear to you. The next word will be unlike terms. Unlike terms. Now just now I gave the example 4x and 7x square. They are not like terms. If they are not like terms, they become what? Nothing but unlike terms. They are, this 4x and 7x square is unlike term. What it is? Unlike term. Okay. So what is the definition of unlike terms? Terms with different variable and different powers. I'll be sending you the definition in the PDF children. So you are going to just keep in mind. Say for example, other example 7y, and here I can write 8y square. This is also unlike terms, because their power of the variables are different children. Power also should be same, no? So I hope children like and unlike terms are clear to you. Also keep in mind that you can only add the like terms. That means like terms only you can add children, and like terms you can subtract. If the terms are unlike, you cannot add them, you cannot do any operations on them. Just keep in mind children. Okay, like terms you cannot add and subtract. Like terms you can add and subtract. Unlike terms you cannot add and subtract. Keep in mind. Okay, so that I'll be sending the note to you, that like terms can be added and subtracted. Okay, but unlike terms cannot be. Okay, cannot. That you have to keep in mind. This is an explanation. So like terms can be added and subtracted, but unlike terms cannot be added and subtracted. Okay. Now see children, the next topic what is very important is types of algebraic expression. Now you know what is meant by algebraic expression, right? Now let us see what are the types of algebraic expressions. So algebraic expressions are of different types. First one is monomial. When this algebraic expression have only one term, say for example if I write 7m, so this is an monomial. Okay, terms with only, monomial means nothing but only one term. Say for example 8y. So these are the types of monomial which have only one term. So what is the definition? Algebraic expressions which have only one term are called monomials. Okay, now coming to the next type is binomial. So what will be the definition? Algebraic expressions which has two terms. Algebraic expression which has two terms are called as binomial. Clear children? Say for example I can write 7m plus 5n. Here there are two terms, so it is nothing but binomial. Okay, we can give many examples. 3x minus 4y, two terms are there, so it is called binomial. When two terms are there, it is called binomial. When only one term is there, it is called monomial. Now the next type is called trinomial. Children, it is called as the next term is your trinomial. Now this tri word, as a word suggests tri, that means three terms. Okay, bi means two terms, mono means single term. So you can also understand from the letters, words also, name of the expressions also. Trinomial. So here three terms. Okay children, so I can write here 7x square plus 5x plus 5. 1 2 3 terms. Okay, you can give any example. You can also write down there that x square minus 7x plus 6. So 1 2 3 terms. 3 terms means it is a trinomial. Then if the term, okay, if an algebraic expression which has more than 3 terms, an algebraic expression which has more than 3 terms is called nothing but, it is called polynomial. It is called polynomial. Okay children, so this polynomial will have more than 3 terms. Suppose if I write 2x cube minus 5x square plus 7x plus 10. So how many terms? 1 2 3 4. 4 terms. You can see 4 terms. So it is called polynomial. So I hope children you have understood what is meant by monomial, binomial, trinomial, polynomial. Polynomial is nothing but an expression which has more than 3 terms, you can say. Okay, more than 3 terms. Now definition I will be sending you, okay, in the form of PDF. Now Now children, let us start with practice set 32. Question is, classify the following algebraic expressions as monomials, binomials, trinomials or polynomials. Okay, this is a question. So we are going to solve. Now for this question, what you will do children, either if you want, you can make columns. This will be your monomial. Okay, you can write binomial, you can make the column of trinomial, and then polynomial. You can make 4 columns. And now here 7x is what? It is a monomial, so you write here in this column. Then you have 5y minus 7, so that is 5y minus 7z. Again 3 terms, it is trinomial. Then again this is the 4th one, will be a 1 2 3 4 term polynomial. Same way children, you are going to complete this practice set 32. Now students, your next practice set is based on addition of algebraic expression. First one was classification. Now the next practice set is based on addition of algebraic expression. Now see children, addition of algebraic expressions. Just now I had said that like terms can be added and subtracted. So like terms are added as we would add up things of the same kind. Keep in mind. Okay. And to add like terms, we add their coefficients and write the variable after their sum. Okay children, so these are the 2 important points, that like terms are added as we would add up the things of the same kind. To add like terms, we add their coefficients and write the variable after their sum. Now one thing also remember children, now here you can see 5a square b cube and 2a cube b square. So this is nothing, this is a unlike term, so we cannot add the unlike term. So example already I said. Now here as per the explanation, we have to add the coefficient, and for subtraction also it will be same. So the first point is saying that here, see children, just now I said the first point was that we are like terms are added as we add things of the same kind, and here too for addition you are just adding the coefficient. Suppose we have, see children, say for example you have 3x, okay, and plus 4x. Okay, now like terms 3x plus 4x, both the terms, here is x, here x and as is pause, it is a like term. Now how to add children this? So what you will do, you will just add the coefficient. 3 plus 4 7 x, and here variable is what? X. So you are just writing the variable. That was meant by the second point. Okay, this is the second point what I said, that to add like terms we add their coefficient and write the variable after their sum. So this was the explanation what I said. Write the first, you are writing the question, and then you are adding the coefficient, that is 7, and this writing the variable. Clear children? So 3x plus 4x will be this. If I write 6y plus 5y, so 6 plus 5 11y. What is the answer? 11y. Okay children? Now see children, this was nothing but addition of your monomials. We had two monomials, that was 3x and 4x, and we had added, we got 7x. We had 6y plus 5y, different, and then we have added, we got 11y. This is nothing but, okay, one more example if I give, okay, say for example 7z, and we have one more 5z, okay, 5z. So that will become nothing but 7z plus 5z, and that is nothing but 12z. So this was nothing but addition of monomial, both the terms are single. But now in case of addition of binomial children, when we add the binomial, addition of binomial, okay, so to add the binomial, there is 2 method children, there is 2 method. First one is your horizontal method, that we call as horizontal arrangement, and second one is your vertical arrangement. Okay, so addition of monomial is very simple, just you are adding both the monomials. But addition of binomial, there are 2 ways. Okay, first one is horizontal arrangement and vertical arrangement. So let me explain both the arrangement through examples. Now see children, let us take one example. The question is add 3x plus 4y. So this is one binomial, and 4x plus 5y. So these are the two binomials which we are supposed to add. So the first step will be, children, what you will do, first we will do our horizontal, okay, horizontal arrangement. First we are doing the horizontal arrangement. Now in this horizontal arrangement, children, you are writing the both the binomials horizontally. That means I will write 3x plus 4y in bracket. Then we have to add, no, so we will put plus sign. Then second term in the bracket, that is 4x plus 5y. This is my first step. Always remember both the binomials, in between addition sign. Now this is equal to, now you will open the bracket, children. So you will get 3x plus 4y. Now here there is plus sign, so plus. Now bring out this second terms also, that is 4x and plus plus. See children, plus, here was plus, here no sign means plus, so plus plus is plus, which you have already learned in your indices lesson in standard 6. Again we will revise that. Plus plus means plus, again plus plus is plus, plus 5y. Okay children. Now what you will do, children, bring the like terms together. So it is 3x, what is here, plus 4x, so right here plus 4x. Now plus 4y plus 5y. Clear? Now as we have just learned to add monomials, now 3x plus 4x, children, as I told, x variable is same, so we will just add the coefficient. 3 plus 4 is 7x plus 4 plus 5 is 9y. Okay, so this much is the method for horizontal arrangement of addition for binomial. Okay, this much steps you are doing for horizontal method. Now we will do the same sum by vertical method, vertical arrangement. Okay, now what is the first binomial? 3x plus 4y. Put here plus and then write the second term below. Like term you should write the like terms below the like term. That means 4x plus 5y, and you are going to, okay, now 3 plus 4 7x plus, here in between plus plus plus, so plus sign, 4 plus 5, that is 9y. So this is your vertical method. But children, as you will grow up, you will find little difficulties in doing the sums vertically, so mostly we use this horizontal method. Okay, in higher classes we use the horizontal method, so I request to have more command on the horizontal method, because in subtraction you will find difficulty in doing that vertically. So we keep one standard method, that is, you can do, you are free to do vertical method, there is no issue, but in higher classes we stress more on the horizontal method. So you can now onwards you can just practice this horizontal method. So I hope children you have understood how to add a binomial, okay, by horizontal method and vertical method. Now you are going to do only one method. You are free to do in exam also, or in any anywhere, whenever you want to do addition of a binomial. Okay, it is up to you. Either you use horizontal method or use vertical method. In exam also it will not be mentioned that use only this method or use only that method. It won't be mentioned. It is you are free, whichever method you are comfortable, whichever method you feel that you will get the you are getting the correct answer, you can do that method. Okay, any one method. So you are not going to solve both. For every question you will not solve both the method. Okay, now students, let's start with practice at 33. First question is 9p plus 16q and 13p plus 2q. Now see children, this one sum, first question I'll be doing by both the method, horizontal also and vertical also, but second onward I'll be doing all horizontal method. You can do if you want vertical also. Okay, so now the first one, let us do by horizontal arrangement. Now see children, first step, 9p plus 16q in bracket plus 13p plus 2q. Next step, you are going to remove the terms out of the bracket, 9p plus 16q plus 13p plus 2q. Now what are you going to do? Like terms together, 9p plus 13p together plus 16q plus 2q together. Okay, you are bringing and writing it together, like terms. Now After that, what are you going to do? 9 plus 13. Okay. So 9 plus 13 is nothing but 22p plus 16 plus 2, that means 16 plus 2, that is 18q. Okay. So this was your horizontal method. Now here I am doing the same sum by vertical method. We can write vertical method. First one is 9p plus 16q plus 13p plus 2q. Now 9 plus 13 is nothing but 22p plus 16 plus 2, that is 18q. So I hope children you have understood the first question, horizontal and vertical method both. Second onwards I will be doing the horizontal method. Now see children, you can see the second question. 2a plus 6b plus 8c, 16a plus 13c plus 18b. Now as per our first step, 2a plus 6b plus 8c in bracket plus 16a plus 13c plus 18b. Okay, we are writing in bracket. This is equal to, opening the bracket, that is 2a plus 6b plus 8c. We are removing the term. Now again see children, plus. So plus 16a plus 13c plus, so plus 18b. Okay. Now bringing the like terms together, 2a plus 16a plus 6b plus 18b plus 8c plus 13c. So we are arranging the terms, like terms together. Now 2 plus 16 is nothing but 18a plus 6b plus 18b is how much? This is 24b plus 8c plus 13c is nothing but 21c. Done children? If you want this one more sum, I will show by vertical method, but then next one you are doing. Now see children, that is 2a plus 6b plus 8c plus. Now very important step, that like term should come below the like term. So you will write here 16a plus, what is b? 18b plus 13c. Okay, you have to just remember the like term should come below. Now 2a plus 16a is 18a plus 6b plus this is 24b plus 8c, and this becomes 21c. Okay, so in this, even though in the second question, second binomial, it's given that, okay, 18b is given last, but you have to arrange it and write it down below the like term. Then only you can add and subtract. If you write 18b below 8c, you cannot add, because both will become a different coefficient and unlike term. Now the third question is 13x square minus 12y square and 6x square minus 8y square. So children, first 13x square minus 12y square you are writing in bracket plus 6x square minus 8y square. This is your first bracket. Clear children? This is your first bracket, second bracket. Now opening the bracket, 13x square minus 12y square. Now here see children, plus. Okay, plus 13x square minus 12y square, we are writing plus, and what sign before 6 no sign is there, that means what sign is there? Whenever there is no sign means children you have to keep in mind there is plus sign. So plus is plus, so you write plus 6x square. Okay, now plus minus is minus, so we write minus 8y square. Okay children, so just remember, if it is plus and minus, plus minus, that is equal to minus. I am writing it here down. If it is plus minus, that is equal to minus. If it is minus plus, then also it is minus. If it is both are plus, it will be plus, and if it is both are minus, it becomes plus, but in bracket you get the what? Sign will be negative. Sign will be negative. Okay, that you have, I think so you have learned in 6th standard all this basic rule, plus minus, minus plus, and plus is plus, and all this. Understood? So children, we are coming to our question, that is minus 8y square. Now see children, 13 we are do okay, like terms together. So 13x square plus 6x square minus 12y square minus 8y square. Okay, done. Now 13 plus 6 is nothing but, what is your 13 plus 6 is simple, that is 19x square. Now see children, minus 12 minus 8 variables are same, so you are not to worry about anything. Minus 12, so children minus 12, okay, minus 12 and minus 8 both are minus, so what minus minus is what you have to add, but sign will come negative. Minus 12 and this, so that is minus 20. Okay, answer is minus 20y square. Minus 12, that becomes minus 20, and the variable after that you are writing. So okay, this is your third question. Children, fourth question you will try, it is same. I am doing the fifth one. 3y square minus 10y plus 6 and 2y minus 7. So first 3y square minus 10y plus 6 in the bracket plus 2y minus 7. Now this is equal to 3y square minus 10y plus 6. Now plus 2y plus minus, okay, minus 7. Now this is equal to 3y square. Now children, any other term you have of y square? No, so leave it. Minus 10y plus 2y plus 6 minus 7. So this is equal to, now see children, 3y square, only single term is there, so we cannot do anything. Now see children, minus 10 plus 2. Okay, here I am doing minus 10 plus 2. So this is equal to minus 10 plus 2 plus, here is minus plus. What is minus plus children? As per the rule, minus plus is minus. So what you will do, from the bigger number you are going to separate. 10 minus 2, what is there? 8. But here what sign will come children? What sign will come? Minus. Why? Bigger number has minus sign, so it comes minus 8. That means here answer is your minus 8y. Okay, minus 8y. Again, now here see children, it is plus 6 minus 7. Okay, so plus minus minus, 7 minus 6 is 1, but bigger number has what sign? Minus sign, so it is minus 1. So answer is minus 1. So children, I hope you have okay, you have understood this sum. That is your sum number 5. You can copy down. Now let us see the last question, that is minus 3y square plus 10y minus 6 and 7y square plus 8. Now this is equal to children, first minus 3y square plus 10y minus 6 plus 7y square plus 8. Okay children. Now opening the bracket, minus 3y square plus 10y minus 6. Now plus 7y square. Okay, plus 8. This is equal to minus 3y square plus 7y square, like terms together, plus 10y minus 6 plus 8. Now this is equal to, okay children, like terms we are arranging together. Minus 3 plus 7 children, 4. 7 minus 3, 4, and minus plus minus. Now 4y square plus 10y, there are no other terms, so it will come. Minus 6 plus 8 becomes what children? It is plus 2. 6 minus 8, 2. And what is the sign of the bigger number? Plus 2. So this is your last sum, 6th one. Now I hope children you have understood after practice set 33. In the next video we will be taking practice set 34 and 35, and I may send you one extra video that is based on practice at 36, so that we can complete the portion by Friday, this Friday. Okay, by this Friday we will complete our maths portion. Now children, just wanted to say that but since we are very nearing to the exams, we are approaching very close to the exams, you can start your practice children one by one. What you do, you just make a timetable, write the chapters, revision, give the on your own, write the name of the chapters. Suppose first chapter if you have completed, put a tick mark. Okay, second chapter if you have completed, put tick mark. Third chapter complete, like that way you start your revision, because I will be next week I will be taking a revision test. and that will be okay for your internal evaluation. That means I'll give a formative evaluation based on that. And assignment already I have given children. So revision test you will take very strictly, because oral marks and everything will be covered in your revision test. Okay, because I have found that when we are trying to call and to take the oral, it is becoming very difficult. Okay, we are not, sometimes voice clarity, network issues, and because of that we are not able to hear the sound, your children, your sound we cannot hear clearly sometimes. And then in that case what will happen, will not be able to judge properly, will not be able to give the, sometimes we are not able to give the marks properly. So for maths I am not going to do all, I will not be okay, this type of errors are we have faced, many teachers are facing also. So because of that, to avoid all this error, it is better I'll be taking your revision test, and this revision test will give you your internal marks. So please practice properly. So don't worry about math, assignment is already given, and so teacher oral, when, so you are not going to ask about the oral, will be included in your revision test, oral marks will be included in that. Okay children, so have a nice day. Watch the video 2 times if you are having any difficulty. After that also you can ask me. Okay children, have a nice day. Complete your class book up till practice set 33. Okay, thank you for watching.